Speaking of lawsuits, King County is now suing several Issaquah homeowners, accusing them of illegally cutting down more than 140 trees on protected public land so that they could improve their views of West Tiger Mountain. This story is from King 5 News, and their reporter spoke with Alex Brown, who had set up this trail camera because he likes to take wildlife photography, and he wanted to be alerted when there was any kind of movement.
Alex Brown's trail camera typically picks up wildlife.
Lots of bears. Pretty much every day we see a bear or two coming by that camera up there. Bobcats, cougars, the occasional mountain lion.
But not this time.
To see a tree just flying down the hill like a javelin was pretty alarming.
And then when he went to investigate, he saw that these neighbors had allegedly cut down more than 140 trees. This other neighbor, Caitlin McNulty, talked to King 5 News as well, and she says the homeowners wanting to improve their views clearly thought no one would notice.
I imagine that they thought there was a very low probability of anyone finding out, right? It's like no one goes up to that specific area of the park. It would have been really hard for someone to have known that this happened. And I think the only reason we did is that we had that wildlife cam there.
So now King County is seeking nearly $7 million in damages, saying that the illegal chopping down of those trees caused significant and generational harm to a protected natural area. Wait, I'm laughing because can you imagine that these folks went in there like, no one's going to notice 140 trees coming down? I mean... Oh, my God.
So here's the thing, Ursula. So I read the story, and I was just thinking, man, this is just some bad luck. You know what I mean? Because you just thought you was going to be smooth. Ain't nobody going to notice. We're way out of here. Just chop, 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 chop. Get a little better view. You know what I'm saying? Everything's good. But you got caught. And here's the thing. Ursula, you know this. You tell your children this. You got to think sometimes that there are consequences. And this here is some of them.
Yeah, so the county's going after $7 million. Okay, but no, but there's a possibility. So I'm just curious because they're saying this is currently a civil case, but the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office says criminal charges are possible if it is referred to them by the King County Sheriff's Office. Now, do you think it should be a criminal case? I think we all agree they ought to be paying up. I mean, you're talking about it's generational damage. Someone may argue, well, there's so many trees over there anyway. Like, who's going to be hurt by it? But there was some protected and sensitive habitat that was affected for someone's view.
So you be sitting in the messages, you be the judge. Ursula, I'm going to give you your chance because I think this is one of those things, and it's funny because a lot of times people say I'm the crazy left liberal one, but when it comes to crime, it's pretty harsh. So what you want to do?
I'm very harsh, too.
What are you going to do?
When it comes to criminal stuff.
What are you going to do? Here.
However, I'm going to go for the civil penalties.
And what's the civil penalty? What do you got?
You pay up $7 million.
Yeah.
It's going to be that's a lot. If you're divvying it up betwing three homeowners,
I mean,
that's a big chunk of change.
$7 million.
They're going to settle out of court.
That's your
I'm
life.
sure.
And then, yeah,
those are those homes. Those are those homes that you tried to improve those views.
Yeah.
I want to hear from you. What kind of penalties do you think are appropriate? 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I mean, chopping down 140 trees on protected public land.
Listen, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No need to count.
Do you want me to count to 140? That might be some criminal.
That's
criminal.
If you're talking about, let's say, if you're talking about three homeowners. Sophia, can you check how many homeowners are we talking about? Divide 140 by 3. That's like what, 45-ish, 46 trees per house?
You know what, Ursula? Nah, this criminal. That's criminal. You can't do that. You can't just go out here and just chop trees and say you didn't know. You know. If you own a home, you know. And especially here's the thing. Your intent was to get better views, right? So if that was your intent, then you definitely know that you can't do that.
If you were the judge, how much time, and they were convicted of some crime, how much time are you giving them for chopping down those trees?
How about this? How about this? I'll suspend your jail sentence. You do not go and serve any time, but you're on probation for 5, 10 years.
You're going to be planting trees.
You'll put you on probation. You got some work release conditions. You know what I'm saying? So, but you
that $7 million's not enough. I mean, that's a pretty big chunk of change. That's a pretty big chunk of change. Okay, text us 888-973-5476 888-97.
So you don't want to go criminal.
I'm not going criminal, but throw the book at them civilly.
But is it criminal what they did?
It is.